First things first, man. Shout out that boy Cam for the Cash App. Really appreciate all of the supporters, all of the people that hit the like button, things of that nature. Just want to say I appreciate you. Today, we're going to talk about relationships and the shadow of relationships, like we always do on this channel. Uh, Shout out to y'all guys out there trying to figure it out. You know, when I was a young man or even an older man, I was always looking for advice. I was always looking for community. With that being said, join the Discord, join the Discord, join the Discord. This is the first video that we're going to be reacting to is Patrice O'Neal, Women Choose Men Like a Lottery Ticket.
The woman chooses the guy.
Let me say what you do. You choose, but it's not a choose like we choose. You choose, it's almost an unsatisfying feeling, your choice, because you have to choose as if you're scratching a lottery ticket, meaning you look at you survey the land and go, he's nice, and your skill, this is what I mean, your skill is to stand there and go, I'll get his attention so that he comes over with his skills. Because you have no skill to get a man. Your skill is your beauty. You don't know how to get a dude. You don't know how to talk your way into nothing. You don't know how to talk your way into happiness. You never had to move and shake and talk and figure shit out and get rejected on a regular basis. You don't, that's not your existence. So of course not, you don't choose a guy. A guy chooses you. You choose to go,
I actually did see.
Do women choose men or do men choose women? Right? I'm thinking of the old colloquial term, you know.
I mean, your bitch just chose me.
Right? And usually when a woman chooses you, that's actually good to a certain degree and bad to a certain degree. When she chooses you, she's choosing you like a lottery ticket. She hopes that you are going to be a winner. And when you're not, like when a person buy a lottery ticket, they're not mad at themselves per se. They're mad at the lottery ticket for not being a winner, or happy the lottery ticket is a winner. But when men choose women, or how they're supposed to choose women, right, is through a vetting process, being patient, understanding, you know, feminism, modern America, and the hoops, loops, and jumps that a woman is already going through 10 years before she meet you. So with all of that being said, if a woman chooses you, it's usually for an aesthetic reason. Because when you talk about relationships, the last thing you want to incorporate is the truth. If the woman chooses you, when you're doing the choosing, you hit them with unadulterated 100% authenticity from the morning you wake up to the time you go to sleep, because ain't no fantasy involved. But it's a crazy thing about relationships. They deal mostly with fantasy, not too much on the reality. So with this next video, I want to examine the fact of men being delusional to holler at a woman. Mind you, if she likes you, it's a whole different story. But if she don't like you, you're delusional when you're trying to get to know somebody. How does one get to know a woman if you talk to her, she views you as delusional?
Like, do men ever consider that it's really weird to constantly be expected to give energy and attention to people that you don't know from a can of paint? Men in the streets, men in your DMs, like, I don't know anything about you, hardly know what you look like. Like I said, people be DMing you with private pages. That's the equivalent of walking up to somebody with a shiesty mask on trying to talk to them. Like, hello? Who am I speaking to right now? I don't even know who I'm talking to. Like, and it's consistently. You're walking outside, you're walking down the street, an average regular man, hey, can I get your number? Why? Like, what about this situation is making you think that I want to converse with you? Like, I don't know you. I've never seen you before. Nothing about you caught my eye. Something about me caught your eye. Like, this is not even an equivalent situation. It's so delusional. And they really just expect you to be like, hey, thank you, nah, he happy. Like, this is normal. Like, why is this normalized behavior? Like, that's why catcalling gets me so tight. Or, like, men just speaking to women in the streets in general. Because it's like, what about the context of this situation makes you think that I would be interested in you right now? Like, seriously. That's the delusion. It's like, well, I'm a man. Well, don't you think I'm cute? Don't you like my sneakers? Like, are you 5 years old?
I ended my engagement and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly, and choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life, are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pack, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're stepping into something new. So here I am, closing this chapter, putting pieces of my old life into storage, and stepping into a new season. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I am excited. I feel at peace, and I'm ready for what's next in the new year.
Is nobody wants to see you single like other women. The way that women will support you in reference to the beginning of the breakup of your relationship, it needs to be studied. In fact, it has been studied. It's called intrasexual competition. And the thing is this with me. You with a good guy, a perfect guy, and you change your mind. You have been told your whole life as a man, be a good guy, be good to a woman. And these conversations do not come from dishonest, hurtful places. These conversations come from honest, authentic places and having questions tied around the female psyche, tied around trying to make someone happy, when at the end of the day, you should have been trying to make somebody accountable. Because in reference to an insatiable nature, if it is not satiated, she is not going to look at herself. She is going to look at the lottery ticket saying, well, you should be doing X, Y, Z by now. But it's not a level. It's not realistic. It's not based in nothing of truth. It's based upon her needs, her wants, which are insatiable. When you go into a relationship, the best thing that you could do is be accountable. And when we think about accountability, we're not thinking about it as in apologizing for your mistakes. Accountability is presently being accountable. You don't have to double back and triple back and say, oh, my fault, I'll do better next time. No. It's like the real reason why you are in a relationship is the real reason why I'm in a relationship, and we are mutually benefiting from this thing. That's accountability. When you are trying to make somebody happy, there is no limit to their happiness, because happiness happens within happenstances. Joy comes from within and is not relegated to circumstances. So if you are constantly looking for the external to put you in a better state of mind, A, there are going to be women to assist you in enjoying the sensuous side of life. B, when it's all said and done, you're going to feel like a jackass because the skills needed to sustain a relationship were within you the whole entire time.
So let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right the fuck now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a rapist or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers. And I think about this in real life because I have brothers in real life. And if somebody out there chose to be in the forest with a bear as opposed to one of my brothers because you thought there was even a chance that one of them might rape you, bitch, fight me right now. No, fight me right now.
So of course we deal with a lot of, under-reporting. So under-reporting bias is a type of reporting bias where information is selectively withheld or suppressed, leading to a distortion of available data. This commonly occurs in research surveys and clinical studies when participants or researchers have no reasons to fully disclose information, particularly concerning sensitive or undesirable topics. And quite frankly, nothing is more undesirable than thinking that a woman is a particular pervert. Nobody wants to talk about that or think about that, But what is more of a desirable conversation, a more easier digestible conversation, is that men are all men are sick perverts that have no self-control. And, if I'm talking to a young lady, I'm giving her simple advice. She could take this advice or leave it, and it don't excuse nothing. But to me, this is life-saving advice. Don't ever be alone with a woman. Or I'm sorry, and you might could take that to the bank. But what I mean is never be alone with a boy or a man. Never be alone. And if you choose to be alone with the man, understand, not one side or the other, but y'all both might get urges that y'all can't fully explain, because now we in the realm of hormones. Now we in the realm of biology that does not care for your ideology. So the bear versus man thing was very interesting because I'm an avid nature walker myself. And that have never even crossed my mind. As many young ladies have I seen in the depths of the forest hiking by themselves, I would assume that was the furthest thing from their mind. Can it happen? Yes, but a lot of things can happen. And when we're talking about two things, we want to have successful relationships, but we also want to hate men. That's one level. The second part is feminist ideologies has to have an enemy. And if there isn't a specific enemy, then they have to go with an imaginary enemy. And this imaginary enemy could be so visceral, could be so repeated in your mind that it begins to be real. And so your view of men probably not based upon any statistical analysis, but more or less based upon a particular propaganda that falls into a system that wants to divide you, right? Wants to divide the household, because if I can make money off of two houses, that's more money than one house. If I can have two taxpayers, if I can have people buying two cars, if I can, get two phones, two is better than one. So it's a financial gain for men and women to be separated. But it is a revolutionary act to go against all propaganda, to find the deepest crevice of love within yourself and choose to love and speak highly of Black men.
I'm waving a symbolic white flag, okay, ladies? I know I've been hard on you for the past couple days, and I want to have a serious conversation. The reason why I am so passionate about this topic of women seeing men as human and not just the butt of some joke on social media is because I used to be like y'all. I used to laugh at all the jokes and repost the videos. I followed Drew and haha, men suck, yeah. And then I was in a relationship with a man who for all intents and purposes was very good to me. And I didn't respect him. And I ended up cheating on him. And I felt terrible for that. And I didn't want to hide behind my emotions or how he made me feel or whatever. I had to put that on myself. I had to take accountability for that. I had to go to therapy for that. I had to realize that I was wrong, and the way that I saw myself in relationships and the way I saw men was not right. So I started talking and really listening to the men in my life, asking them questions, trying to see how they see things, understanding their perspective, watching male content creators, trying to hear them out. And what they said made a lot of sense. And I realized that these women were not being being respectful towards men in the same way that they wanted respect from men. And I didn't like that. This all happened with my brain fully developing, so maybe some of the girlies just aren't there yet. But here's hoping that one day you learn to realize, if you haven't already, that men are people too. Just like women can be bad, men can be bad. Just like women can be good, men can be good. And here's hoping we all get to that realization eventually.
So yeah, man, I really am, I'm optimistic, but we also have a lot of work to do, because the ways for which of Miss Andre that have permeated the lack of self-development, they say ignorance is bliss, but from my observation, ignorance makes you very, very upset and ready to lash out. So, everybody has a divine counterpart that they can access through meditation and access through deep love and the cultivation of joy, the cultivation of forgiveness, the cultivation of oneness, developing just the spirit of good tidings. So many times people carry their wounds, their heart on their sleeve, and it's been broken 100 times. And they don't even understand the power of the mental body to heal, to cleanse, to replenish the body, the soul, the spirit, and all points in between. So I'll leave y'all with that. Make sure you take some time to meditate. And, people going to view critique as hate. And that's why people don't speak the truth. So if you feel that way, just understand that your response to the truth is the reason why people don't even really be talking to your ass. So with all of that being said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check me out on Instagram, check out the Substack, hoodmystic.com, of course. Join the Discord, of course, and I will see y'all all on the flip side. Links are all in the description. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, and we out.